Welcome back. This is map 2 of Tribehard versus Area 51. We're starting on Crossfire. The map has just started, so I'm going to do a quick roster rundown. So we have Matt and Veer, TW Psycho, Hatui, GM Sizzle, Zato, and Projectile for Tribehard and Area 51. We have Titan, Tailspin, Vash, Eric's Blink, Zoe Bergenstein, Brick, and Reddish Blue. Freelii is going to take the lead on this one, so take it away.
So far, both teams are moving about 4 people into the midfield, and they're just rolling it out right there. Both Zoid and Matten pass each other on the way to the flag. Looks like they're both running rough the same route. But see here in a second if they're going to grab anything. But Tailspin's certainly on Matten already. He's got him at half health. And on the other side, Zoidberg doesn't even get to the flag before he's shot down. And it looks like Matten as well was shot down. Yep, there we go. So, not even really a grab off the start there. It's going to be a bit of a standoff here until someone can get through the snipers, because as we mentioned the other day, sniping or capping on this map is a little tricky because the snipers have a complete view of everything on the field, and with the spotting as it is, I'm sure both cappers have already been spotted by both the snipers, and they're already taking pot shots on them as well. So yeah, they're both at half health and coming around the backside again. Yep, here comes Zoid over the top towards Veer. He's still actually at full health, and he gets bounced off the stand though in pieces. He's not going to get away with that.
Yeah, one thing that's interesting is I'm going to be following Matten quite a bit because he has the most interesting cap style on this map. The rocks on this map are not exactly the rock you would expect in real life per se. You can actually bounce off them without losing health to easily and rapidly change direction. And a lot of Matten's routes, in fact almost all of them, use these rocks in incredibly creative ways to come in with good speeds from angles that you wouldn't normally be able to. Zoid has been trying to use one. I was watching him and he used a very specific one that brought him back over the ship, but it's nothing compared to Matten, and we're watching him now. Hopefully he'll be doing one here. He's just skiing along the outside now, and you can see all these rocks here. They all have different angles, so depending on how you hit them, you can bounce off them. You're about to see here, and that's just a crazy bounce, and he took no damage from that, which is somewhat ridiculous. And so far, there we go. Unfortunately, Titan was there ready and waiting for him because he got spotted, because that's the main detriment to cappers on this map, is that you just simply get spotted, and there's nothing you can do about it. But Zoid did manage to get a grab off, tossed it missing the punt, picked up his own tossed flag, and has just punted it back into the field in front of his base. Blinks is there for the grab. He's tossing it up to Titan. Titan grabs it, but Matten comes right out from underneath him and makes a nice E-grab, but Titan's force field in the back did take it out. There's the return. There's a 1-0 for Area 51. Somewhat surprising. I expected Tribehard to dominate this map. Tribehard is really good at dueling, so I expected them to just own the midfield and just play the punt game, but good job, Area 51. I must say I was not expecting that.
It does look like they decided Area 51 managed to get the little punt chain going on there, and Zoid actually managed to grab it twice. So a little bit of a failure on the defense there, stopping him from actually even grabbing it a second time. That should almost never happen. Matten here, though, coming in on the side, sort of yep, he's sniped down, but he is using that rock trick again. It shoots him off like a 90-degree angle. That's just crazy.
Yeah, I've actually been practicing some of the routes myself, but as you saw there, Tailspin was even being distracted. He was just like, whatever, I'll just jump up in the air and snipe your face down anyway, because snipers are balanced in this game. And Zoid here is actually coming in off another rock route, and he's down to about 130. He is getting the flag down. He doesn't get the punt off before Projectile mows him down, so this should be a pretty easy return. We do actually see a tank coming out here in the midfield. It's going to be Zato, this tank on this map. It's a very flat map with only small hills, so it's going to be a very deadly map, and Tribehard is pretty easily going to be able to dominate the midfield here. It should be interesting to see how they actually play now that they do fully dominate it.
Well, Matt's coming here from the back left this time. He changed it up a little bit, but it looks like he messed up his back route because he's still on top of the stand. No, he does grow out. He grabs it, but it goes off the stand. So no punt there. He's going to get returned. Zato's actually started spamming the flag stand there. That's going to really give Area 51 some trouble. If only Tribehard can get their cappers in time to take advantage of that. Looks like on the other side of things, Red and Blue is going in as Infiltrator, trying to distract either the sniper, or he might be going for the Generator, actually.
Well, you do see a little bit of a tank battle going on there in the midfield, but Area 51 does win it, so hopefully they're going to be able to start working on taking back this midfield and hopefully do something about it. Matten's actually going in an Infiltrator as well. Looks like they may go for the grab and punt. You know, forget about the routes because they're just not working. When you have a sniper of Tailspin's caliber, there's just realistically not really any way that you're going to be able to run a good route and get the flag. I mean, he's just too good at what he does. And we're watching Matten here. He is just staying cloaked, waiting for the opportune moment. I'm sure he's telling his guys, all right, get in the midfield. I'm ready to go. And hopefully in a second here, he'll actually move and do something. He must be very bored. And no, he's just hiding in the base. Come on, Matten, do something. And here we go. There's claymores there. He does need to take care of them, but unfortunately taking care of them will alert them to his presence. And so it looks like we're just going to have a standoff as both teams try and figure out how to crack the other's defense. Titan's just a beast on that flag. Tailspin's there preventing the routes. Zoid's coming in again, but Veer's running off, and Psycho's just being the Tailspin for Tribehard. And there's really no way these cappers are legitimately going to get in here. They need to start working on a way to play the punt game better.
Looks like Matt is actually still biding his time, waiting for the... Yep, actually he's going for it now, because the mines have been cleared. And he takes it away. There's the punt towards the midfield, and it's intercepted by G. McGizzle. And he's going to take it past over Zorg's time to projectile, who does not pick it up, and it's still a little bit loose there. Blinks is not going to get... Nope, Blinks is not going to get projectile, picks it up. He's taking it back towards the base, but he's mid-aired by Vash Eriks, and that looks like it's going to be a return. Yes, it is. So, once again, that flag got bobbled on there and just was not carried over to the other side. Once again, we're stuck in this standoff.
Yeah, one thing I'm noticing is that both teams are playing very defense or midfield heavy. They're having either 3 or 2 defense and then 3 or 2 midfield guys and then only 1 or 2 offense. Usually one guy to take out the sniper and one guy to cap. So that's one of the reasons I think that this is definitely playing so slow compared to what you'd normally see, which is a lot of grabs, a lot of punts, a lot of domination of the other team's base, and it's sort of a nice change of pace. I'm not gonna lie. It's good to see teams trying to adapt to what other teams are doing and making sure that they can actually hold on to this flag and play some solid defense, own the midfield. You know, make sure that where they're going to be is important for their team, rather than just let's grab, punt, and hopefully somebody will be there. As Area 51 had almost gotten the flag all the way to home, but there were a lot of Tribehard guys. I saw Projectile Zato and G. McKizzle all there for the return, so the score does stay 1-0 in favor of Area 51.
One thing
actually,
go ahead.
In a surprising tournament, it looks like Psycho is actually the one in the strike this time, and Veer's just staying heavy on flag. Interesting that they decided to swap it up like that, considering how dangerous Veer is in a strike.
I was actually just going to mention that as well. I was going to say that they've opted to keep the heavy on the flag rather than stick with a sniper, which I think actually really helps Area 51. I think they've got a real chance here of getting away, because the sniper, to me, is the bigger threat on this map. Yeah, the Shrike is a pain, but if you're going fast enough, you can get the flag pretty far across this map before the Shrike can do anything about it. And we actually see here Zoid's doing pretty well to get away, and Psycho's no Veer in the Shrike. He's having problems actually taking him down, and now Zoid's got a little bit of an escort. Psycho does finally take him down, but Reddish and Blue is there to pick it up, and he's going up. There comes the rundown, but Brick is there. Tailspin's there as well. The Area 51 flag is still on their stand, but unfortunately Projectile's there for the return. But that was a much better attempt there by Area 51. They actually got the flag pretty far, and it did take... Yeah, you can see here Zoid's just coming in just to try and get the flag off the stand now, rather than actually going in for legitimate routes, because he doesn't have to worry about the sniper.
Yeah, it really, again, it comes down to that sniper. And considering the visibility too, it's a real shame that they're not employing a sniper, because it's so easy to take out those carriers and not give them a chance to even get away with it. So they are reduced to a lot of grabbing and punting it up the midfield. And speaking of the midfield, I've been surprised actually to see how much, well, not so much now, but how much they've been fighting over it. Yet not much has come of it, because neither team can seem to get the flag off the stand to a point where they can take advantage of winning the midfield.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, and both teams are continually rolling out that tank, and with the way it's going now, looking at their points, they should probably be pretty close to running out of points for the tank, but they're just going to have their buddies buy more for them, so they probably won't run out. But it is interesting that both teams are dead set on running the tank, because you know, as you're actually watching now, a fair amount of the time they're just sort of dueling each other and not really doing all that much with it. As we do have a pickup here from both sides. Reddish-blue is looking better, though. Does get a pretty good punt off. This is pretty close. It's lying right next to the tank. This should give him a little bit of security. Zoid does get taken out there, and Projectile just comes in for the return. On the other hand, the Area 51 flag is down on the field. Matten comes in, picks it up, but his momentum's carrying him right towards the Area 51 base. He turns around, tries to punt it off to Projectile, and Projectile does manage to pick it up. He punts it off. This could be a tying cap, 1-1. Zoidberg is pretty far away from running his route. Oh, but what a tank shot, taking out both players. Projectile does pick it up, tosses it off. It gets stuck on the top. Veer picks it up. Will he be able to get the cap? And yes, with a sliver of health, he manages to get the tying cap. Unbelievable. As the E-grab was just a bit too late, and Hatui's in there for the chain grab. Is doing pretty well. He's in a Raider, so he's going to need to punt it pretty soon. Tailspin is on him. He is more than halfway home, though. There goes the punt. A very good punt. Zoidberg was there ready for it and gets the nice midair return. Well done by him, bringing us back to a good old tie game, and everything's reset.
Yeah, and I think that cap was a case of Tribehard managing to take the midfield, and they did take out a lot of blues there, and despite Area 51's tank almost getting them several times, you know, they just didn't have enough pressure on it, and they did get that cap.
Yeah, Vash Eriks is very good with the tank, so it's not too surprising to see him do so well. And we see here now that Matten's actually trying another rock route. He's going pretty slow, so it looks like he's going to be doing a back-to-front rock route, or maybe even just a normal back-to-front. He's going a lot slower than you'd normally see him. And he's coming over here from the top. They got some good distraction going on here. Tailspin didn't see him. Does disc him out of the way. He is getting out with about 600 health. Pretty good speed. You know, 170 on a back-to-front's not bad. He does get sniped. He misses the punt. That could be costly, except there really isn't anyone here. I don't know where exactly Area 51 is. Projectile gets an easy pickup. No one's there to prevent this cap. 2-1. That was bizarre. I didn't see Area 51 around anywhere. They just walked that home, basically.
Even Brick was inside the Tribehard base, and he's usually been pretty good about distraction, but he seemed to miss the cue completely for an E-grab there. It's a real shame to see that that cap go through.
Yeah, but now it's 2-1 in favor of Tribehard here. And I'd like to see Area 51 try and, you know, if they're going to try this punting strategy, which is fine. You can see here Zoid got in perfect place to receive this punt, but he misses the punt. They need to have someone else there in case he misses it, because I know they've been practicing this recently, but they still have quite a ways to go on actually successfully, you know, pulling it off. So it would be nice to see another person in the midfield there ready to pick up the punt. On the other side, we see Matten coming in here for a pretty fast grab and high tailspin. Unbelievable, these snipers. They're just so strong on this map. It's just not even fair for the poor cappers. There's really almost nothing they can do. I mean, Matten was fortunate to get that one grab off before. And we do see a quick pickup there. And a nice punt to G McSizzle. He is punting it off to another teammate, but no one, well, Matten's there with low health, whoops. And Zato was also there with him. Matten did pick it up, did drop it, goes to Projectile. Projectile's in pretty clear. Is Area 51 going to be able to respond? Reddish-blue does get some nice E-grab off and does punt it all the way off. Zoid Bergenstein is there. Once again, he misses the punt. It gets returned by Matten, and Projectile caps it. These missed punts are costing Area 51 dearly. That is twice now in a row that they've had such problems with the punts that they've just simply missed them, and to be honest, they could have easily gotten it back to their base if they'd made that reception, because no one was there. Tribehard was all around their base. They were not focusing on their flag at all.
That's right, and there just was no pressure on to actually grab the flag off of the Tribehard stand. But here on the Zoidberg, actually over the top, I think he's already been spotted by the Shrike. That's not good. He hasn't managed to get past him at all once he's been spotted. Oh, actually, late. Got slowed down there, but he was taken out before he could get to the flag. But going back to that last cap,
yeah, looks like Freelii ran out of things to say there. Anyway, Zoid was coming in there for a grab. Did just get taken out by Veer there, which is a little bit of a shame. I would have liked to at least see them not necessarily run these front-to-back routes, because I don't really see what they're going to accomplish with that. But, you know, they sneak an infiltrator in there, shoot Veer off the stand, punt the flag into the midfield, and see what you can do. Cause Tribehard to do a little bit of panicking, because if they do that, then, you know, anything can happen when people panic. So that's really their best shot at this point. They are down 2 caps with Only 10 minutes left to go, and their current strategy is clearly not working at all. They need to figure out a way to, you know, disrupt this a little bit. Zoid does look like he might be coming in here for a Shrike cap, but he is not going to win this duel. He needs to do something with his Shrike really quick because he's just wasting time at this point. And time is something that is not on their side right now. And he's just sort of swerving around here. Come on, Zoid, go do something. And Psycho is dueling him. He's down to only 300 health. He does jump out, and that was a somewhat wasted Shrike. That's a shame. I would like to see a little bit come out of that Shrike other than a couple seconds of some dueling. But on the other side, Hatui is just sort of harassing the Area 51 base a little bit. That's sort of more the strategy I'd like to see Area 51 themselves run. You know, send in a soldier or two just into the base, let them do a little bit of harassment on the heavy on the flag, maybe go for a grab and then a punt when the occasion arises, because I think they could do it. They're just not trying it, I think. They're sticking so stubbornly to their one strategy, and it's just not working.
No, not at all. And it's surprising to see, despite what we were saying earlier, that Area 51 is not taking advantage of no sniper on Tribehard's team. I mean, they haven't run ones, I don't think, since the beginning of the game, and their defense has actually been, you know, pretty tight with that Shrike. But yeah, again, Zoidberg just can't seem to find an angle to come in and get the flag away, much less get a chance to punt it. I would almost say that Area 51 needs to shift to a more offense-focused approach here. I mean, Tribehard's not really getting away with the flag. Well, they actually might be right here. It's a little bit loose in here, and Matt actually picks it up, and he's jumping back away. Another punt. Looks like it missed, but Brick is right on it, but it goes right to Hatui. He's going to pick it. Nope, Projectile's going to pick it up, and he's going up, punt onto the stand, catches on the roof there. Oh, a tank shot takes him out, and is bouncing down to Zadel. He's got it. The Tribehard flag, though, has been punted to the middle. Titan, oh no, it gets returned there, and yeah, it's 4-1. Area 51 just cannot get it away from the stand.
Yeah, I think what we saw there has pretty much been the story of this map so far, is when Tribehard got their punt off, they punted it well enough, and they had two people there waiting, well, one for Matt, and then when he punted it off, there were a good 2 to 3 people waiting to receive the flag, so if one of them missed, it's not a big deal. On the other hand, Area 51 came in there, punted, and there's one person there, and he gets taken out by the 3 chasers, and it's game over. And that's just simply, honestly, the way that the last cap's going to go, too. Area 51 really needs to do something. If they can't own the midfield, start playing around on the outside, you know? Punt it off to the side and try and go off the side. Draw Tribehard out to the sides of the map and then try something up the middle. I don't know. But, you know, do something, because they're just losing the midfield. They don't have enough people there ready to receive the punt. Their punting is inferior. They're missing the punts. And I honestly don't see what they can do to get back in this game with their current strategy. It's not a matter of them executing it better. It's just they're not good enough. They just don't have the skill right now to do it. They need to practice more with it.
Yeah, and go ahead, Aepplejoose.
I was just going to say that they do own the midfield at some times, and they actually have done a reasonable job. Not in the past 5 minutes, but throughout the game, they've actually owned the midfield. Problem is they're not getting the grabs when they own the midfield, whereas whenever Tribehard gets the midfield, they always seem to be able to get a grab and immediately punt it. So I think the timing between when they have the midfield dominated and when they grab and punt is just off. Like, if you look right now, or if you looked about 10 seconds ago, Area 51 actually owned the midfield there, and if they had been able to get a grab off, if they had had somebody there, they could have punted it all the way back and probably gotten a cap, because they had more players in the midfield than Tribehard did. So it's just one thing to think about is, you know, they do own the midfield occasionally, and they're not doing a terrible job. It's just that they don't have any way to take advantage of when they're dominating.
Yeah, I agree with you there. That is very true. The other thing is, they've sort of given up on Zoid running routes, which is okay, except without the sniper, he can afford to, but they need to get some distraction going on. I think they've given up on the routes because Zoid couldn't grab, but that's not his fault. You know, that's the fault of the offense. They don't have people going in there and pushing Veer off. And if they had that, I think Zoid could run a route pretty successfully without the enemy sniper, and they might actually get a legit grab off that would go pretty well, I feel. I mean, they would have to deal with the Shrike after he got it off the stand, but, you know, let's get it off the stand first and then work from there.
Yeah, it actually looks like Reddish Blue has switched into a Shrike and is playing defensive, and that's really not to give them in further. any further to winning. I think what they're trying to do is just stop a 5 cap from happening. Even just a few seconds ago, Brick and Zoid were trying to run an offense there, but Brick was dead before he even reached the base, and Zoid just died on the stand of here. They're not even getting the flag anymore. It's almost like they've given up.
Yeah, and we can see Matten here actually ran a route with some pretty solid distraction from his team. They were owning the stand at that point, and he's getting away. He's about 600 health. He's probably going to make it home unless the strike can do something. He punts it off to his flag stand. A little bit of a high punt, but it does manage to crater on top of the ship. Reddish-blue there with the E-grab. Oh, does get taken out by the tank. That's a great tank. This should be a return and a 5 cap. And no, yes, there we go. There's the return. And here comes the... Nope, he got Nitroned, I guess? It was either a great Nitron or a terrible flag pass. I couldn't tell. But it goes right down into the field. Zoid comes in with a pretty good E-grab. He's getting away and decides to punt it for some reason or another. And Projectile's going to come in here and get the return pretty easily. And Matten's ready. And there's the 5th cap. So your final score is 5-1 in favor of Tribehard over Area 51. And I have to say, that was just sloppy on Area 51's part. They didn't adapt and adjust, and they didn't perform the way that, honestly, I'd hoped they would have.
Yeah, they certainly got outplayed by Tribehard.
Yeah, so that'll be it for Crossfire, everyone. Aepplejoose, do you have any final thoughts you'd like to chime in with?
Nope.
Okay, helpful analysis as always. So that'll be it for Crossfire. Once again, the score was 5-1 in favor of Tribehard over Area 51. That brings them up to a 2-0 score. Let's see if we're going on to a third one. If we are, stay tuned, and if not, thanks as always for watching.